as well. So
Ooh,
we are
right
pretty
order.
much ready to
Excellent.
go.
I
So-
love it when everything works out.
Yes,
Everything's in a very
indeed.
orderly
It's always
fashion.
nice. But we're now in a best of 1.
Supports at the bottom.
It's been a best of 5.
yes.
Don't let the supports hear you say that. It's been a best
I am
of
a support.
5. And it started 1-0, of course. 2 mistakes were made. They came through the winner's bracket, so had
Yeah.
that lead to begin with. First game of the day. Mistakes were made. Pretty convincingly beat Tick, Trick, and Duck there. And pretty much from there, Tick, Trick, and Duck have found their form again.
Yeah.
So I'm a little surprised that mistakes have kind of slipped quite a bit. But can they get back on the horse?
If you are a team with less experience, though, it is much easier to be prone to emotional, well, I don't want to say breakdowns, but tilting is probably
Tilting,
the better
yeah.
word.
Tilting is probably the best word for it, but
They'll be crying if they lose.
yeah, indeed. As let's hopefully get into game. As
Hopefully. We live in hope.
just waiting on mistakes if they are ready to go.
I can see he's not wearing his headset.
Yep. Yarrow needs to put his headset on because you know it's cheating not to have it. The soundproofing that is from all the headsets. Take your time. But we're getting ready to go into game. Okay.
Indeed. And this is serious now.
It is. It is serious
This is serious time for serious people. Clowns not allowed.
Yeah.
I'll get off the stage. But,
Man, all those years at Clown College wasted.
what, so you can't cast League of Legends?
No. But okay, right.
No,
Serious.
Serious.
Best of 1 for first place.
Yes.
This is what we've been working
big
with
deal.
all weekend. We've been working towards this moment.
Yes.
We're going into picks and bans. Hopefully the teams are ready. Hopefully they can take the hint and get into
Wow.
game.
I'm not sure that's even hinting anymore.
No, it's not in... Okay, there we go. Everybody's ready. Let's get
Right.
this underway. Picks
So-
and bans phase for our last game. Game 5. Best of 5.
Okay. Expecting Ziggsban out
Yep.
here from MWM.
Yes.
They will not want to play it themselves. Didn't go well last time. Actually, it went okay.
No, to be honest, their first pick again.
Okay, so if their first pick, they can secure themselves a mid lane.
Yeah.
But do they want to prioritize the Ziggs and potentially allow through, say, the Evelyn
Yeah, that's...
to their opponents?
Again, that's what we saw earlier.
And now they're going to ban Elise, who's been a powerhouse this entire series.
But that's going to then leave through Jax, who arguably did a fantastic job in the last game. They actually don't want Ziggs this time. They're going to ban that out. So, TTD, what have they been banning out typically? Thresh again. So maybe we're having this difference on supports again. Last game we didn't see the Zyra, even though it was available.
no,
We saw
although
the
we did see.
Gragas.
But the Gragas was an answer to the Jinx specifically.
Yep.
And also arguably the Vel'Koz, because they're both immobile and they're both out of position when
Yeah.
hit by the explosive cast, which is a big deal for those guys. So, interesting bit of counterplay that we saw last time doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be like, oh, clearly it worked last time, first pick Gragas support.
And it is the Nidalee that they're going to take away from Tick, Trick, and Duck. So what does this leave open? Jax is potentially open. Twitch is potentially open.
Still no Kassadin.
Still no Kassadin. We haven't
He's
seen
gone
it
unpicked,
today.
unbanned.
Yeah, we haven't seen it
Several
this
series.
afternoon.
Yeah.
We've seen it in previous games, and to be honest, it actually wasn't doing that well. It was getting a lead.
I feel like it was just the unfortunate member of a team.
Interesting. TTD banning their own Evelyn.
Interesting indeed. I haven't seen Lasagna play it so far. And it leaves open the Jax pick, so they get the strongest top laner at the moment. I don't think there's any...
Especially not with
contest.
Aurelia banned as well.
Yeah.
Like,
And Aurelia is pretty much in the one-on-one. It's like a worse Jax. So,
oh, yeah. But
So, yeah. But they let through the Elise. Now, with the Evelyn out of the way, that does mean that TTG have very, very high jungle strength comparatively, because from what I've seen, Lasagna's Lee Sin is a bit iffy. He's
yeah,
not.
maybe.
He's not one of those people that you're like, that's a Lee Sin.
Okay, so he's not like Shook amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, because I honestly still feel you need to be that kind of a player if you want to play Lee at a competitive level.
Maybe.
You put a foot wrong, he's squishy early, he dies, he falls behind, he falls off late game. And if you can't, especially if you're dodgy enough, you can't even do like insects very reliably, then you really hit problems. But Corki again.
Yeah, and Corki first in a pick rotation.
Well, he's very versatile, though.
Yeah, he is. And to be honest, I'm reaching back in my mind, and I have a feeling Sunny just loves playing Corki. I know he's
done very well with it.
Yeah, he has. And there's a European player that plays AD carry and Challenger that we've casted a while, and it's been a while since I casted them, but there's one that just kind of plays Corki all the time, and I have a feeling it's Sunny. It was a while, like I'm speaking back at Worlds after Worlds was the last time I casted them, and I haven't casted TTD in quite some time.
You might be right there.
It's just been an incredibly long time. I just remember every single game, but that may be the case, may not. That's not going to be a poppy.
Of course, after Worlds, every single game Corki was
exactly. That was the other thing, was everybody was playing Corki, but that wasn't going to be a poppy. If it was, it would have been a placeholder.
You never know.
No.
You do know.
No, you do know.
Lucian, counter to Corki, I would expect. Because he can juke out of the way of the Phosphorus Bomb, and his Piercing Light is not going to be dodged very easily.
Indeed.
It's like difficult for Corki. And he has similar power curve as well. So could be quite tricky there. Could be a good way of punishing the Corki pick.
Yeah, it could be. Jarvan is a champion we saw mostly out of Infused.
Yes.
He's a champion we see every now and again. Very infrequently, just because of how strong other junglers have been prior to a lot of the changes that have happened recently. So, didn't really see him on Feral Flare. Didn't really see him in the Pantheon Xin Zhao phase that everybody went through.
Yep.
Before that, Vi was so good. And Vi at least was played every single game.
Vi's open right now.
Yes, indeed.
But picked it over it.
Exactly. That's one of the interesting things, is that kind of tells you that's a Tryndamere. Is that...
Ooh.
Okay. Is that a placeholder, or is that actually Tryndamere? Because Tryndamere is one of those champions that could be being played here.
Tryndamere is unique. He is possibly the only character I would say can outscale Jax. And I'm going to qualify that statement as being like 4 or 5 item Tryndamere if Jax goes too heavy and offensive. Because you can literally... Because they both basically have periods of invulnerability. Jax is immune to Tryndamere while he's counter-striking and the stun lands. And Tryndamere is immune to Jax so long as he is in Undying Rage. Of course, he does have to be on naught health for that. But you can also play around with the Spinning Slash to keep away from counter-strike. Especially if you can get an advantage early. And Trin's level 1, 2, 3 is actually phenomenally strong. He drops off quite a lot and then comes back up again later on. But level 1, 2, 3, he can actually have the potential to kill Jax straight up.
Zillion support locked in.
Oh no, this is just getting fruity.
Yeah, that is a Zillion support. That
has been played.
That's been played.
It is known.
It's known. So people that maybe don't watch very often will be thinking, why are they picking Zillion? So Zillion has great gank enabling. His speed up or slow down is so effective in lane that it's so efficient at getting your jungler in.
Yes.
They've already got good maneuverability into the lane with Jarvan, so it's likely going to be used as a slow. And from there, it's pretty easy to kind of convert the gank into a kill, or at least summoners and damage.
And there's 2 other major things, which is why this Zillion pick has come in here.
Yeah.
Synergy with Jax.
Yep.
Phenomenally good. He jumps in, he dies, does 1 billion damage before dying, and then comes back up and does another 1 billion damage. The other thing is that because of the experience gap, the passive of Zillion is 8% bonus experience across the map. It enables your jungler to do alternate routes, which is something we may see out of DX Alchemist. If it takes 1 experience quint, you can actually do that. I think it's like you go buff camp and you get level 3 off of just a 1 camp.
Oh, for Lasagna.
Yeah. So you get the Zillion. Yeah. No, because Jax
You
is
said
jungling.
Alchemist. I got confused. I was like, Xerath isn't
I think he may have been hovering over the
Oh,
champion
okay.
at that moment,
that would make sense.
which would be really stupid.
That would make sense. Yeah,
But
Lasagna on Jarvan.
yeah, and So that enables unpredictable ganking paths, and it also enables your top lane in a matchup like Tryndamere Jax. If he doesn't necessarily need to be pushing out to get a level advantage, which
Okay.
can surprise people and catch them out, and it's going to be a very cutthroat lane level 1-2.
Okay, that's a really interesting thing to watch out for. And one of the things that, as you said, Zillion is good at changing things up for. But Leona Corki, we're back in Season 2. Everything...
They never truly leave.
They
do
never
they,
truly
those two?
leave. Every Worlds we see Leona Corki.
Yeah.
Every single Worlds. Without fail.
Yeah. I don't mind. They're both fun champs. Like, it gets frustrating to play against them eventually, but that's just because they get old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
But
good synergy together, though.
we saw the Xerath in Game 1. It was the one game... Oh, sorry, Game 2. It was the one game they won. They're returning to the Xerath.
Yes.
You didn't like it earlier. Do you like it anymore now?
No. But I will qualify this statement by saying it is going to be a farm Xerath whose scaling is good, assuming you land all your ultimate charges all the
Right.
time, which is a very strong teamfight presence. Enables him to be quite a strong roaming presence because it's a semi-global ult,
Yeah.
and enabled him to also be a very strong poker and wave clear for his team. Because his Q, you charge it up, you get longer range, does a lot of damage. I just hate the fact that his ult is so unreliable. It's so
Yeah.
unreliable.
I guess it's one of those risk or reward things with the ult.
And that's the
is
thing.
that-
I don't think his ult is. I don't think it's rewarding enough
Right.
to justify.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an underwhelming ability to use as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like old Xerath, you felt like a god raining
Yeah.
down lightning from the heavens, and the new one, it's like.
please never do that again. But yeah, that is what Xerath actually kind of... His ultimate is so uninspiring to use.
It does quite a bit of
Really.
damage.
Yeah, it does.
And if they're
but
in really small clumps, you can hit multiple people.
it doesn't feel like it's doing damage, though.
No.
It doesn't at all. He's got those different little unique things in his kit now. They changed around where the crowd control was in his kit.
Yeah.
It used to be that you had to get from the mark and then proc it.
Yes.
Whereas now it's on
Just a
that
straight skill shot.
Skill shot can land that stun. So
It's the cocoon principle, though.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
good on the kite, bad on the offense.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see how that works. We are going through the delay period. Only 40 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Nearly forgot how to count. So we are
Don't worry.
getting
we all do.
closer and closer to the final game of this best of 5. And what a weekend it's been so far.
Really has.
It really
We've
has.
had some really fun games to watch. I think my personal favorite so far has still got to be Infused versus FM.
Yeah, that was a fun game to
It
cast.
really was, and it was a good way to start it off as well.
Yeah, we had an upset. We had a good game.
Yeah.
There was things like unique
We had
things.
Medjai's Karma
Yeah, we had Medjai's Karma. That didn't.
pan out.
If Bolt's watching, I saw him earlier. Stop building Medjai's on support.
Please.
Please. Start
S'il vous
building
plaît.
consistently. Not good.
No.
Not good.
Okay,
But,
I mean, it's funny on Soraka support because you can stack it up with Wish.
oh yeah, okay, but
It's still not good,
no.
but
But we're in the loading screen.
we are.
We're in the
glad.
loading screen for the final game of the Invitational tournament here at MCM.
Yes, no matter what happens in this game, short of it crashing, that we will have a winner at the end.
Oh, why would
I have
you
to
say
consider all the
that?
possibilities. I'm a color caster.
Why you? Well, I guess you do. But why would you say that's not really? You don't see that. They don't load the LCS. and
My
chat
logic
goes, well,
is
if
flawlessly.
if we don't crash, then we'll be fine.
I'm just considering all the possibilities. It's very unlikely, Stress.
Yeah.
You should be optimistic, Stress. Just be more optimistic. It's a possibility, but it won't happen.
Hang on. How's that optimism?
Well, you just invoked Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
I was just stating it could happen.
Normally it's Metas that invokes Murphy's Law.
Well, yeah.
He always says things like, I'm not going to say it because the
No.
worst will happen. But
Yep.
we're
Tick,
into
tick, and
game and into pause. I knew it was coming this time. I didn't give anybody any warning. I'm sorry. I saw
knew it
on
was
the
coming too.
screens. Good. I'm glad we were all on the same wavelength about that because I didn't want to hype everything and then not hype it. And
Yeah, gives us more time to be
awkward.
silly.
You say silly.
Optimism.
I say awkward.
Pessimist stress. Stressimist.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. I was
It
like,
sort of
please
rhymes.
don't say it.
It sort of rhymes.
I was sat here thinking, please don't say it. Please don't join the words.
It's not like we've got anything serious to say right now.
Yeah, it's not like we're in game 5
Of a best of
five to determine who
At
is
least a
going
bit
to
of
take
money on the
first
line.
place. Yeah, there is a lot of money on the line, actually.
Yeah.
But we're into game. Now is the time for hype.
Now is the
we
time
can
for
get
serious
into
business.
It. Mistakes were made on the blue side against Tick, Trick, and Duck. It is 2-2 in this series. Can the majority British team beat the European team that have placed highly in the Coke Challenger Series?
Yes, indeed. And first thing to note, check the mini-map right now. Bunch of red pings in an area which the team of MWM are converging on right now, but they've been spotted. Flag comes down.
Oh, it's going to give him the vision. But Bonaparte, has he actually skilled up here? He hasn't.
He's just
So he
honey
was
badgering.
looking to get into range for the stun.
Yeah.
He didn't want to just, take Zenith Blade and then not have a follow-up, because that's not a good thing to do.
Yes.
You want that stun. Couldn't get it.
30 seconds until
Got deep
minions
wards, though.
spawn.
Yes, they did, and that's something that Tick, Trick, and Duck have really been doing all tournament long. Last couple of games they faltered slightly, but this time they got the wards down, and I would have to say it's kind of fortunate for mistakes were made that they didn't get killed there, because they don't have the best level 1.
No, they don't. Especially considering DX Alchemist skilled his Q
Oh,
before seeing anything.
Minions have spawned.
I mean-
Arguably would have been good because, he may have done it actually after he'd been spotted and
Right.
thought we're going to have a poke fight here.
Right.
But you're generally going to want the stun if you have an option to have a stun at level 1.
I mean, typically we've seen Yarrow on Thresh or Zyra, who are much, much better in that situation, whereas Zillion this time really doesn't reach his strengths. It's one of the things about Zillion that I didn't want to bring up during the Champion Select, although we would anticipate teams would realize. Zillion, his laning phase when not being ganked for is terrible. Is beyond bad, and you have to 2v1, which is what we're seeing here.
Yes, it is.
His bombs just aren't enough poke, and Tryndamere cannot sustain himself in a 1v2.
It's actually a weird thing about this. I'm not sure that's true.
Oh, okay.
NIP did this exact thing. Okay, no, it wasn't NIP. It was Invaders
Right.
against, I think it was games 2.
Okay.
Right? They ran Tryndamere top in a 2v1 and actually did a lot better than their opponent's Jax.
Interesting.
This exact swap up.
Okay, that's something I will keep an eye on then.
It is,
I
of course,
may
something.
very
I
well be
was
wrong.
saying exactly the same thing as you that time.
Okay,
And I was like, well, I
so-
must be just an idiot then.
Well, I may
I hope
be an
to be
idiot at this
vindicated.
point anyway, but it's something we'll watch.
Yes, definitely worth keeping an eye on. But the thing about Tryndamere's sustain is it's quite high. It's
Yeah.
deceptively good. And the other thing is spinning slash is quite good wave clear. It's doing, you have the AoE to hit the entire team, and if you're being careful, 4v0.
Yeah.
If you're being careful about it, you can move up and then spinning slash backwards to help clear.
So we're seeing the 4 versus 0 against 3 in the bottom lane, and Tryndamere is just taking jungle. He has teleport. He can join his team should they choose to, because there's no way he
Yeah,
can defend
doing it.
here. Yeah, I was going to say. hey,
Invulnerability on the minion.
yes.
Clever.
Clever.
Clever one. He's and also he takes damage, so he gets more AD.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
He's
Well
smart.
worked.
This is smart.
He's
This
smart.
one.
He had this.
Yeah. But they're still losing the push fight.
Yes, they are. Which,
Significantly.
when you take into account bottom lane tower, typically is the weaker. That's
It's not anymore,
Oh,
though.
it's not anymore.
They changed
Because
it.
we're on 4 point. Yeah.
Part of this though is the flag. The flag
Yes.
from Jarvan, attack speed buff on everyone. Then you've got to consider the fact that Jax has
Wow,
permanent passive up.
Did they not get that? Okay, they
They
are
will
gonna
get it.
They are going to get
Red
it.
team's turret has been
However,
destroyed.
they can get if they can keep this lane here, keep it frozen. May not have the easiest time of it, but they may be able to do it even now. This cannon creep wave will take a bit of damage, and there's a cannon creep wave incoming in a while. If they're careful about it, TTD can freeze up here, and they can hence get Tryndamere ahead of Jax.
So now that they've avoided the weak laning phase of Zillion, They're into a situation where he's starting to get points and skills. The experience is helping them with this push as well, because while they would normally be a good leap strike out from the Cocoon, while they would normally be a little bit disadvantaged because of not being in lane quite as long, that extra experience is really starting to help them. They're keeping level, if not ahead, at this point.
Yeah, that is actually a huge factor, and one reason that Zillion is very good in 2v1s. The other is he's got massive auto attack range, which is really very, very helpful.
Then I would have to feel if that had been somewhat of a prolonged 2v1, if there hadn't been the 4v0 push, the movement speed debuff would have maybe done quite a lot against Tryndamere.
Makes it very
he'd have
easy to
spinning
punish
slash.
him.
Yeah, exactly. As against the melee champion, kind of difficult.
Yeah, and later on into the game, that's not going to improve. Zillion, he probably won't be able to get this much mana and cooldown reduction, but hypothetically can have above 100% uptime on his speed up, slow down. He can have it up and then use it again before the effect has run out. So he can perma-slow a Tryndamere, and that makes life very difficult for him unless he's just
Oh man, Snow in the middle lane.
alive.
Ooh, the stylistic, or at least playstyle choice of Alchemist to go with a conservative heal in lane to keep himself alive rather than ignite, in that situation, denies him a kill.
I mean, realistically though, the heal is going to be better in the long run.
Agreed.
Like, if short of being clairvoyant, you
But
can't
that
go
right
out.
there is the
Yes.
argument for ignite.
Yes. I mean, you could argue as well for Ghost, and then you can chase them down.
True.
And also be better defensively later on. And it works very well with Xerath because you can sort of counteract the slowdown built into his own kit on the Q.
Yeah, but this is what we were saying, is he's played Xerath so much. Xerath is not a standard mid lane champion. He's not too much of an unorthodox pick, but he's not commonly played. But Yarrow is getting locked down in the bottom lane. He's trying desperately to get away using that movement speed. Couldn't quite get it. Was only level 4, so no ultimate. And that's the first blood.
Can Killian the Zillion. Very, very squishy at this stage of the game. No escape, no counter to the Leona engage. This is one of those lanes where going all in all the time 3-6 is actually very, very strong. And
Yes.
hence Leona, very, very strong against it.
Indeed, but surprisingly it's fairly even though they've got that second tower down in favor. Snow is going to go aggressive. Both junglers here, knock up from Lulu is going to really start disrupting things, and Lasagna forced to flash.
Yeah, that was close. If Zanya had been caught by the Zenith Blade, he was pretty much dead, because look at his health right now. He's on full. He's so squishy.
Was that a flash
Yes, for
forward by
Yarrow.
Bonaparte? Yeah, I thought he wasn't quite in range, but did manage to get it.
Oh,
Here comes the
hey-oh.
ultimate from Xerath. He's able to pick down the first kill there, and actually, mistakes were made. Pick up quite a lot from that.
Yeah, 2 assists now on Xerath overall, so he's going to be able to return to the mid lane. That's what I mean. Semi-global ultimate, very, very useful for helping out your team, especially in a jungle fight where the small AoE is less of a problem.
Yeah, and we're seeing Alchemist have that presence from the mid lane with the ultimate, as you said. He's not got the kills with it, but it's helping him out in the gold. And to be honest, in that situation, all mistakes are made have done is lose their support in exchange for, I believe it was support and jungle at that point.
Yeah, not a bad trade. And Phantom Joe farming himself up in the top lane all that time.
Yeah. And that's one thing that we kind of wanted to watch throughout this game, is that Jack's Tryndamere.
At this stage, Jack's going to be strong, though. I'll say that, pretty much as a definite. At this stage of the game, because he's got Counter-Strike, Tryndamere won't be able to burn him down really, really quickly. And we'll see, though. Level 6 versus level 5. So right now... No, okay, now. He killed 1 minion and got level 6.
Going back to the game you brought up about Gamers 2, and well, we'll bring this up in a second, because we do have Nightmare. He's sat on a ward, so shouldn't actually much come from this. What was kind of the playstyle choice of Jax against Tryndamere? Did they look for the 1v1?
I should say it was really weird.
Okay.
Because I think they were also running like a Nunu.
Right.
And they ran this crazy like split push, skirmish fighting style.
Right.
That was actually the game where they ran that exact style later on against NIP, and that was the game where they ended up coming back in like 10 minutes from 10k down at 18 minutes or something.
Wow, okay.
It was really silly. Like Invaders fell to pieces.
Were they looking for the 1v1 on Tryndamere and Jax later into the game? I mean,
I'm going to say my memory is poor.
okay. Well, we'll watch for it.
Yes.
We're looking for it.
We shall see.
It's one of those
Oh,
things we
hello.
don't see very often. But
Ooh.
Lasagna with the Cataclysm. But there's
Big.
so much escape that they're just able to get all the way over the walls of Cataclysm. And now Lasagna might be in a little bit of trouble. Chicken Lasagna.
Hey.
Yeah, sorry.
Why,
That was.
why would you make
You
lasagna
said
with
chicken, and I forgot Tryndamere was in the game and was like, it's normally
Yes.
beef.
You know, you're right.
I know I'm right.
Clearly we need Alistar. Gonna take Dragon.
They're going to take Dragon Lasagna doesn't sound very helpful. And
I don't know.
kind of dangerous to actually get as well.
Yes. Unless you have...
Ultimate comes out.
Not hitting any of them.
Hits Bonaparte. Lasagna goes in. They trade places, but end up not getting the dragon from it.
carrying the
bomb's
bomb.
not going to do much. It's
But he was like hugging everyone.
just wanted to bring him a present.
Yeah. A bomb. That is not a present. I do not like bombs, I think.
It depends if
Nobody
you're
ever
playing.
gave me one.
If you're playing ARAM and you just drag it back into your team, that's always fun.
You're terrible.
I am.
A horrible person.
It's fun. Fun
It
to
is.
do. Trolling on Zillion. Making them think you're gonna ult them by saying, "I'm gonna ult you. Oh, I didn't ult you." That's the kind of player I am in an ARAM. With friends.
You're the fizz.
Yeah.
It's like ace in the hole. Going through him.
Oh dear. Well, it's an even game so far. A little bit of an advantage on the side of Tick, Trick, and Duck, even though they are still a tower down. But
Reasonably top lane.
they've been freezing top lane. Tryndamere's been getting farm. But most of the lanes are fairly even.
It's going to be quite interesting. See if TTD can hold here on the mid. It's going to be difficult. Lasagna's thinking about a dive, and if Bonaparte goes past there, it's going to put him in a lot of danger. Xerath also very scary. No ult at the moment, though. That means Tryndamere is still happy to freeze here.
He just got his flashback, did Alchemist as well, so they'll be feeling a little bit more aggressive. It's not something that typically you look as a timer this late into the game too much as an observer, but the fact that Alchemist is a very defensive player. He does not like pushing or sieging unless he is completely able to get away, and it's just a stylistic choice of his that now Flash is available, look for them to siege a lot more.
Yeah, Sunny right now circling around behind Shoot Up. He's got red buff, no mana.
Oh, no mana on Shoot Up, as you said. This is pretty much just going to be Sunny walking this one home.
Cutting him down.
Yeah, this isn't going to be pretty. It's just not a lot to
You
be
just
done.
don't fight
Yeah,
that.
Shoot Up had Flash, had Heal, chose neither of them because he knew he was a goner.
Yeah. As they say, toast.
Yes.
Oh, Solar Flash.
Solar Flare onto Alchemist. Has Flash available, but can he get away from this? He's actually going to choose the Zillion ultimate. Always keep track of that because there it is.
That can punish you if you engage. Here goes the ulti. Snow lives.
Snow gets out of it.
Didn't fire the third shot in time.
Yeah, and I think Snow was just out, perhaps. It was on the line, I believe.
Yeah.
Phantom Joe gets locked down. The damage, the bomb is ticking. Auto attacks coming forward. Flag and drag. Forced the Undying Rage.
He was ignited.
Yeah, I think the Ignite was one tick off.
Yeah. I do not know if he used his Q to get the heal, though. That might have been able to save him even if there had been a little bit more damage.
But that's an important cooldown. It's not the longest, but again, leaves Tryndamere a little vulnerable should he overstep.
So check the map right now. Top wave, big. Jax, this stage of the game, slow-ish clear. He's
Yeah.
a little bit quicker than your average single target damage threat. How do you punish Jax for going up there? You gank him. Phantom Joe is low, but that makes him ideal bait. Felice is up there. Scary times potentially for Jax.
And they know Lasagna's in the bottom lane as well, so it's not like Jax can be baiting for his team either.
That was a little bit risky there. Phantom Joe without Elise is not going to be a big threat. Although he did just take a ton of damage from minions.
Yeah, Instinctive also took quite a bit of damage there, but you know, Tick, Trick, and Duck are just playing this one pretty slow right now. They have a slight lead. and they don't want to lose it. They've had a couple of very fortunate picks. When Sunny picked off Chewed Up, that really should not have happened. That was a big unforced error, and it gave gold over to Corki, and now Corki has finished his Trinity Force as well, so...
Yep. Corki is currently just significantly stronger. Full Trinity Force, as you say. Haven't even got the full Bloodthirster on his opponent. Phantom Joe is trading off with Instinctive favorably at the moment.
Those Zillion Bombs are actually starting to do quite a bit of damage.
He has colossal base damage on those.
Yeah.
Especially with doubling them up.
Indeed. Like, as you said, doubling them up is going to be pretty high damage. I'm actually going to check what it is
Getting up
right
to
now.
600, I think.
Yeah, if he doubles, it's before resistances is about 600. So,
in fairness, not important.
yeah, not important because mid lane there was a bit of an engaged top lane as well. Nightmare gets cataclysmed on and is dropping very low here, but Phantom Joe, there was a forced flash somewhere. Phantom Joe is actually going to pop Ghost here. Instinctive gets back towards the turret. Meanwhile, in mid lane, I believe they're pushing the tower down as Lasagna picks up a kill himself.
So the reason I made a noise as if someone had stabbed me with a needle was because I saw Lasagna try to flash over the cocoon.
Right.
He messed it up.
Oh,
Hit by
okay.
it, which is what got him killed, or didn't get him killed, failed to get him the kill.
Chewed Up is pushed once again in this bottom lane. Does he have the damage? Does not have it. Phosphorus Bomb's going to pick it off. Sunny on Corki is looking very strong.
He is doing quite well for himself there.
Blue
And
team's turret
he's
has been
positioned
destroyed.
to help out with this dragon. They will take this quickly. Leona is present. And of course, dragon doesn't slow your attack speed anymore either.
Yes, I made that mistake a while back.
Yep, so Trin can just tank it for the team, but and may not want to.
Yeah, Sunny is pretty low here, so he
Bonaparte.
doesn't really want to Valkyrie over. Here's the ultimate coming from Xerath. It is! Oh, Sunny just got the wild growth from Lulu to keep him alive. Zenith Blade into the pit. Red team, that is Tick, Trick, and Duck. They have taken the dragon here, and it looks like it's a back away from mistakes were made. That was so close.
It really, really was. The wild growth was on target. And Dig's Alchemist landed all three of his ulti charges, and you saw how much damage it was doing.
Yeah.
It was about half Corki's health, probably, all told. They may be able to get the mid tower out of this, but it's going to be a little bit challenging. Snow is there, but it's already half health.
Yeah, it's already pretty low, and Chewed Up will be able to take that down.
Destroyed.
And Tick, Trick, and Duck lose their fourth tower of the game. And the towers are really keeping mistakes were made in this. Instinctive teleports into 3 members of Tick, Trick, and Duck. Chewed Up, meanwhile, over at the side, picks up his first. Yarrow fell for that Cataclysm. Solar Flare lands on Instinctive, and Chewed Up forces them to rearrange. And they actually didn't get the kill on Tryndamere because Undying Rage was used, and Chewed Up might have been in a tricky spot, but Alchemist is kind of there to body block. Bonaparte is going to choose Alchemist as his target, flashes away from the cocoon. Zenith Blade comes forward.
Why?
Sunny is on a rampage. Why did Instinctive go in? Chewed Up now left alone to fight this, and luckily the minion wave is not there, but look at the damage from Corki.
He is just hitting like a truck right now, and just making the situation worse, essentially. Instinctive there. I do not even begin to fathom why he jumped in there other than heat of the moment and thinking, maybe we can turn this around. I'm Jax. That happens sometimes. Not that time. No way.
I seem to be having a problem
Oh
here.
dear.
Yeah, exactly. For some reason,
Well,
my game has just
welcome to the
completely
radiocast,
gone.
ladies and gentlemen.
So
My
we're
screen's
back on
still
the
working.
game. Yeah,
Oh,
your
good.
screen is still working, but we are having a couple of little tech issues on the stage, which I'm going to try and
What have you
fix.
done?
I don't know.
Oh, well, regardless,
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
know, but
There's
I
not
think
too much going
I
on in
have
it.
an idea. We're
gonna-
going to make shift. Can you
I'm
make
gonna
sure you're
fix
keeping
your
on top of the action?
I'm trying. Wait, where is your mouse?
That's
oh, you've
that's the problem.
You are
I
a
have
goon.
not unplugged it. I may
You
have
are a
unplugged it.
goon, Stress.
Please,
I'm sorry.
Just
I can't
keep
even put it on
casting.
directed camera.
I
for
know you can't. I'm
So we-
trying, but
Right. Well, there's not too much going on in the actual game right now.
Yeah,
Jack's
exactly.
potentially looking to catch out Phantom Joe in the top lane, up near the Tri-Brush area
I
on
don't
his
even
own side.
understand how this has happened.
What have you done? Where's Valgar?
Just somebody,
Somebody save us. I'm sorry.
or at least
I'm
like,
gonna scoot away
yeah,
to give Stress
please
more
do,
room to work.
because
Sorry for this,
it's-
guys. But in the meantime, at the moment, you're not missing too much. Everyone in the game is kind of just farming out. They are just building themselves up a little bit of farm. So, game state analysis for you guys. No kills on Tryndamere yet. We're building up quite a bit of CS advantage. He did just get himself a red buff Looks like he's heading towards this top lane now. In the meantime, Bonaparte getting some vision in the enemy's lower jungle, setting up the seed. They're setting up for a 1-3-1 here, potentially, or a 1-4 split push. Trynd in the top, built up his rage, and you can see Instinctive. Okay, you can't see. Instinctive is quite scared of that fight. Forced to use the counter-strike just to avoid him. So, hopefully we'll be able to get the game back for the rest of you guys. Trynd in the top lane continuing to push. And they're jockeying for position at the moment in the bottom lane as well. There's a 4 versus 4 forming, fighting over golems, poking away. Lulu throws something out, and we got vision! Stress!
Sweet, got it! Sorry
Nailed
about
it.
that, guys. We're back. We're back. Good radio cast.
Instinctive.
Good hustle. Instinctive is in trouble up in the top lane.
Outscaling him in a one-on-one.
Oh man, Phantom Joe looks to turn it around, tried to get to the turret, couldn't get it. Meanwhile, bottom lane, there is a bit of a push from TTD.
So we saw there Trindamere stronger in the one-on-one than Jax. That
Yeah.
is unique.
That is not something, well, I mean, we don't see Jax out-dueled very often, but look at the farm difference between the two. And of course, Lasagna went in for that, and they managed to get the solar flare away. But mistakes were made, are still trying to hold on. Nobody is there to duel Tryndamere right now.
He's going to keep pushing. As long as they don't return to the top lane with Jax soon, then they're just going to keep that push going. There's only one tower lost so far. Looks like it's just going to be the general disengage here, but TTD take the edge again.
Yes. Thankfully, we're back on vision. Oh dear.
There are wires under the desk.
Mistakes
We
won
can
the
tread
haze.
on them.
Mistakes.
Yes, I think that phrase has rarely been
Oh,
more
man.
appropriate.
Okay, right. I don't think they can hold
Always
this
bet
turret.
casters.
There's no way they can hold this turret. Sunny is going to take that one down. Tryndamere got forced out in the top lane, so at least they didn't start hemorrhaging towers top as well.
Yeah, he didn't really... he just left.
Yeah.
He knew Jax was coming back.
Yeah,
And he
exactly.
wanted to shop, I think, and take some jungle and push out the mid lane. So he's effectively keeping Jax stuck and wave clearing so fast that Jax is never going to be able to catch up with him at this rate. They're playing a game of 4 men hold 4 men in the bot lane, while Tryndamere goes mid-top, 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 and beats out Jax that put way because he's got Spinning Slash and Jax doesn't.
Indeed. And, I mean, this is going heavily in favor of Tick, Trick, and Duck. They are 4,500 gold in the lead right now. And from there, we've seen when they've had this lead, they've been very good at converting it into a win.
Yeah, they are doing right now that exact thing. Of course, Tryndamere isn't going to be able to ignore Jax and hit the tower at any point. So there's going to be this continued rotate thing going on between them. For now, they're very happy for that pace to continue.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hey.
Phantom Joe spins over the wall. Instinctive does some spinning of his own with the counter-strike active.
More of a twirl.
It's more of a twirl. The semantics between a spin and a twirl. But Dragon is going to go down pretty quickly here if they can't get into contest. We'll keep an eye on the Dragon, and top lane will sort itself out. Lasagna got his way into the pit, did not get the steal though. He was polymorphed. Cataclysm is going to hold back the damage, but Bonaparte doesn't even need it. Look at him just wading into the fight.
Ooh.
Double kill in favor of Sunny. Shoot Up now turns the damage back on. Instinctive has joined the fight.
They are going to
Can
lose
they
so many
get the
towers.
damage? Oh, Tryndamere is in top lane on his own. Repel comes forward. Shoot Up tries to use the heal to get away. Nightmare can't chase it down. Can they get away with this? Alive Cocoon skims the back of them. Isn't enough. Is enough to get the kill onto Leona. And maybe they can hold mid, but they're losing top.
It is actually almost worth it for TTD to die there. Like, losing Leona stopped DX Alchemist and Shoot Up from moving up there, which means Trynd keeps pushing, gets even more farm advantage, doesn't put any more damage down. He already had the one tower, but he's diving!
Yeah.
Yarrow still has Chrono Shift, because he got killed before using it last fight.
And Yarrow's going to... I thought he was going to chase him, but he's just chasing
That would
him
be a
out.
bit brave.
Yeah, I was going to say Zillion not the best at 1v1 dueling. Which, you know, might come as a surprise.
I
to
know.
people.
Clearly what you need is AD Zillion. With 6 items.
No.
600 range.
No.
Permanent speed buff.
Sounds pretty strong, but I still don't see it.
It's
I don't see
base
it.
attack speed is a thing, unfortunately.
Ah, yes. Thanks.
This is why AD carry LeBlanc doesn't exist.
Well, used to. I saw somebody actually do that once in a proper competitive game, and it did not work.
I mean,
Unsurprising.
Moscow 5 ran AD Ari in a proper competitive game once.
Oh, yeah.
And they were doing it because it wasn't really a proper competitive game as much as it was just they knew they'd already won.
Yeah, teams do that a while, but Snow got locked in place. Wasn't enough damage to follow up on it. And the Xerath isn't working out as well as it worked out in the last game for them.
No, it's not at all. So, he can still wave clear though. And the Tryndamere's bouncing between lanes will become less effective the further in they push. They have to keep pushing in order to maintain their lead. But the strategy weakens as time goes on. And the late game is strong. I'm really not sure how Jax will do against Tryndamere if the game drags on and on and on and on. But for now, he's certainly happy to keep doing this, and Instinctive is okay. Phantom Joe's not interested.
Oh, Sunny might have been in trouble. They did
Valkyrie.
slow him down, but Valkyrie is going to get him away. And TTD know they just have to play this out slowly. They don't have to force anything at this point.
Yeah.
They know that they can already 1v1 Jax. They've just got to wait. As soon as their teleports, which are available, as soon as they have teleport available, they can just push out in the solo lane. But
Solar
look
Flare's
at,
gone.
yeah, Solar Flare is gone. But I don't know whether TTD are looking for a fight there. They did have the numbers there, but I don't think they're looking for a 5v5 fight at all.
It can work, especially in a jungle fight if you get the drop on them.
Sunny goes forward into tower range.
Oh, hey.
Could end up being a big target here. The cutting has been used. The bomb picks up the kill from Zilean, and that was far too aggressive from Sunny.
Yeah, just jumping under tower with not even close to enough damage to get the kill. Now Trynd, though, is holding two people up top, and they can't kill him.
There's nothing they
He
can
kill
do.
them.
Yeah, he can probably take one of them before he ends up falling, but rotate out down towards the bottom lane. Glitterlance will clear the wave, though, so makes it all that more difficult for Mistakes Were Made to actually take down that bottom lane tower.
So now, they're going to have to back off. They're just going to have to go back to holding off the Tryndamere, playing tower defense. The rest of their team, it's literally just a stall game. That's all they can do for now.
Yes, it is. And, you know, while that might not be the most exciting of strategies, it is what they need to do.
Yeah, a lot riding on it.
Last game of a best of 5. This has been the build-up of the weekend. It's all down to this. Mistakes Were Made, had themselves a 2-0 lead in this series, and Tick, Trick, and Duck have come back into the series, and they now are in pretty dominant position in the last game.
Yeah. This time, dominant, yes, but not beyond any hope. Baron, quite a big deal.
Yes.
Remember? Trin takes it very quickly. 2-man Barons.
And remember what we've said again and again. Any game that you have all inhibitor towers up still, we feel
Hold.
you can hold.
Yeah.
And they have all their inhibitor towers up. They regen health if they start losing it.
Yep.
As long as you hold them, there's no way the game can end.
It's that simple.
It's
literally,
impossible.
it is impossible to end a game of League of Legends. Actually, no.
It's
Surrender
forfeit.
votes.
Yeah, okay. But
But-
that's
Yes. Considering all the possibilities.
true. Yeah.
So,
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Surrender vote.
all right. What they do is they get up and they go on the other person's computer.
I think there'd probably be an admin ruling on that.
Probably true.
That would probably not be a good thing to do.
All right. Well. Joe, farming like a demon. Actually, I'm not sure demons farm, but he's got a lot of farm. Farming like a farming demon.
I don't know what underworld agriculture is that, you know, whether it's that.
They have to grow those withered trees.
I
They grow them to be
Yeah.
really healthy and really majestic, and then they just wither them.
I must admit, I'm also not a farmer myself, but, you know, I'm not sure what the soil quality is.
I don't know.
But Dragon
Go
goes
Dragon.
down.
Yes.
Focus on the game. Focus on the game. 8-2 Corki. showing us why Sunny has picked Corki so early on in the game.
Yeah. I do think if they had ended up in the 2-on-2, it wouldn't have been good.
Yes.
But they didn't. They planned around it, they played around it, they did of the very best thing they possibly could have done. And look at where it's got them.
Yep.
Their team fight is still strong.
Yero actually said to me earlier, I kind of don't want to play Zillion this tournament.
Really?
Yeah.
Then why did he?
I guess he was just in a position where he thought it was the best pick. Which is, I thought it was interesting when he locked it in, and I didn't really want to bring it up at the time because obviously while we're on a 3-minute delay, 3 minutes at the beginning of the game, if we're still in the loading screen, is actually still enough time.
Potentially could be
But
hard.
the limitations of Zillion on laning phase, you know, oh, Solar Flare lands. Lasagna might be in trouble here. He may have delayed the actual Baron attempt, but flash over the wall. Lasagna gets taken down.
And look at Tryndamere!
Alchemist might be in trouble, and look at Tryndamere. He's in the middle of 3 members from mistakes were made, forced out over the wall. Alchemist ends up falling, didn't die to the culling though, did Tryndamere. And Tick, and Duck are in a great position.
Can they convert this? Can they get into the base? Can they take an inhib tower? Because if they can do that, they open up the path to the end for themselves. If they can't, the Baron buff could still be waited out. Xerath could come back, could start clearing the waves. It would make life very, very difficult for them. But now they've got 5 people and they've got a TP. Tryndamere is in bot.
Oh, and this tower is going to fall so fast. Instinctive gives his life to try and save it. Chewed Up dropped low as well. Instinctive had that chrono shift on him and has returned. But the tower is at half health. Can they hold?
It's going to be very, very tricky for them to do. He's trying!
Lasagna goes all the way in. He's going to get locked down. Cataclysm will hold TTD in place, but there's no damage to follow up. Instinctive goes in on his own again. And goodness me, they're going in 1 by 1. They get the trade there, but it's a double kill for Nightmare.
And they just lost another 2 people. There's no reason for TTD to even leave at this point. And Phantom Joe, goddamn well is it.
He got an inhib tower, an inhib and a Nexus tower at this point. Another inhib tower is falling, and this Tryndamere pick is working so well for Tick, Trick, and Doug.
They are just absolutely crumbling around it now. And now, how do they defend that upper inhib? How do they even defend their Nexus against Tryndamere? Because not even Jax can one-on-one him, not even close to one-on-one it.
There is so little way to hold on. Now minions even take down the middle tower. Both inhibs in the top and bottom. Well, one is vulnerable, one is down. What do you do to hold on here?
You bait Tryndamere onto the spawn pad.
Okay.
And then he dies.
Got it.
And then you take back. Oh.
Yeah, Baron is not available, so that's another point of contention that TTD don't even have to look at. They have one thing left, and that's to take down the remaining inhibitors and Nexus. Like, that is it.
It's so hard. It's so hard to come back from this situation. TTD, they know. They know they're a long way ahead now. They know they've got a good situation, and they know momentum is in their favor. They're on the comeback.
Yeah.
Or, I guess, comeback in the series.
Infinity Edge has been picked up on Corki as well.
And
if he didn't have enough damage yet, between the two of them, if they didn't have enough damage already, now they definitely do. And they have been just removing people from the map, left, right, and center.
Yep, here it comes. Here comes the siege in the inhib. How do you hold against this? It's going to be so hard because all they need is Corki to just pop in for one Trinity Force hit, and it forces the engage on the enemy. How do you engage on this comp, though?
TTD is just going to wait. Oh, for the pick on Instinctive.
Dear.
Cocoon lands, and from their counter-strike keeps him alive into the Solar Flare. Here comes Tryndamere. Is going to drop low. Is it enough to take him out? No. Undying Rage is going to keep him alive. A double kill for Corki. Here comes the ultimate out from Xerath. They can't quite get a kill. It doesn't do anything. Alchemist from the spawn pad heals himself. Instinctive will drop from the triple kill. It's 2 members left alive, for mistakes were made. The Nexus turret is going to fall, and Tick, Trick, and Duck have come back into the series and will take the best of 5, 3 games to 2.
Wow, they've managed it. I am flabbergasted at the simple fact they have been able to come back from so many defeats in a row and just win it out with some really, really fun picks there. Tryndamere, worked so well.
It did. It worked so well indeed. And guys, League of Legends isn't over for you guys yet. For today, we're gonna have some giveaways. I think some things like skin codes and that for people came out. So stick around another couple of minutes while we get all of that sorted out. But while we are still wrapping things up here, that was just impressive out of Tick, Trick, and Duck.
It really was.
As you said, a couple of obscure picks.
Yeah.
Here and there. Gragas, we saw Gambit try it in the support role. Worked very well for Tick, Trick, and Duck. And the Tryndamere pick worked exceptionally well. And Corki just again and again.
I find it so hard to believe that the Tryndamere did so well. Because, I mean, I had seen it before. I've seen the Tryndamere pick work before. And it worked in the one-on-one sense as well, which is where I was expecting it to. But even so, it's so easy to shut down a Tryndamere normally.
It is. But congratulations to Tick, Trick, and Duck. I believe that's it from yourself and I here from MCMs.
Yeah.
But we're going to be around tomorrow, I believe.
It'll be the
I'll be
open-
around, but
I'm going to be around.
the
I
open
won't be
bracket
casting.
tournament will be going on. So
Yes.
look forward to all of that happening tomorrow. Our Twitters are down at the bottom of the screen there. Anybody, if you would like to follow us, if you enjoyed our casting, it would be very much appreciated. But thank you very much for everybody watching, everybody here in the crowd. We're going to pass it over to James and Alex to wrap everything up.